Hi guys, I hope you are fine. Today we will discuss about Helen Keller biography. Helen Keller was an American educator advocate for the behind and depth of co-founder of ACLU. Born on June 27, 1880. Daughter, Arthur H. Keller and Catherine Adams Keller. Hometown Tuscumbia, Alabama, United States, America. Keller's teacher, Annie Sullivan. Keller was born on June 27, 1880 in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Keller was the first of two daughters born in Arthur H. Keller and Catherine Adams Keller. Keller's father had served with the officer of Confederate Army during the Civil War. She also had two elder stepbrothers. The family was not particularly wealthy and earned income from their cotton plantation. Later, Arthur becomes editor of a weekly local newspaper, the Northumbrian. Keller was born within the her sense of sight and hearing and started speaking when she was just 6 months old. She started working at the age of 1. In 1819, Keller began to speech class at the Horace Mann School for the Deaf in Boston. She would travel for the 25 years to learn to speak so that others could understand her. From 1894 to 1896, Keller attended the Wright Thompson School for the Deaf in New York City. There, she worked on improving her communication skills and studied regularly academic subjects. Around this time, Keller becomes determined to attend the college. In 1896, she attends the Cambridge School of Young Ladies, a preparatory school for the women. As her story becomes known for the general public, Keller begins to meet famous and influential people. One of them was the writer Mark Twain, who was very impressed with her. Keller lost both her sight and hearing at just 19 months old. In 1982, she controlled the illness called the brain fever by the family doctor that produces a high body temperature. The true nature of illness remains a mystery up to date. Through some experts believe it might have been associated fever by the magnetic. Keller worked with his teacher Annie Sullivan from 49 years from 1887 until Sullivan death in 1936. In 1932, Sullivan experienced a health problem from the lost his eyesight completely. A young woman named Polly Thompson, who had begun to work as a secretary of Keller and Sullivan in 1914, becomes a Keller constant campaign upon the Sullivan death. On March 3, 1887, Sullivan went to the Keller home in Alabama and immediately went to the work. She began by the teaching of 6-year-old Keller finger spelling start with the words of doll. To help the Keller understood the gift of the doll she had brought along. Other words would follow. In a democratic struggle, Sullivan talked to the Keller the word water. She helps her make the connection between the object and the letter by taking the Keller out of the water pump and placing the Keller hand under the spot while the Sullivan moves the lever to flush the cool water and over the Keller hand. She spread out the words WATER on the Keller other hand. Keller understood the represent the word in the Sullivan's hand. With the help of Sullivan and Messi and Sullivan's future husband, Keller wrote her first book, The Story of My Life, published in 1905. The commentary covered a Keller transformation for the childhood to 21 years old college student. Keller autobiography, The Story of My Life, was used as a basic for 1957 television drama The Miracle Worker. In 1959, the story was developed into the Broadway play of the same title starring Beauty Duke and Keller. and Annie Banford as a Sullivan. The two actors also performed those roles in the 1962 awards-winning film version for the play. During her lifetime, she received many honors and recognition for her accomplishment during the Tudor Roosevelt and Distinguished Service Medal in 1936, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1964, and election to the Women's Hall of Fame in 1965. Keller also received the honorary doctoral degree from the Temple University, Harvard University, and from the University of Glasgow, Scotland, Delhi, Germany, Delhi, India, and Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. She was named the honorary fellow and Educational Institute of Scotland. Keller died in her sleep on June 1, 1968, just a few weeks before her 88th birthday. Keller suffered a series of strokes in 1961 and spent the remaining year of her life at her home in Connecticut. Thank you for watching knowledgeable video.